Young man Junior, Banya Howda, Banya Shala. Yahweh Shem Yashar Barakatah.
Oh, so you know what they do?
He didn't blow the horn.
Yeah, that's what
Just go ahead and blow the horn. La Yashala. La Yashala. Go ahead and get the scroll.
Majum, which means to stand, then the Sar, Anwar Kadam, which means to turn and face the east. You read the Lord's Prayer. Allah Shah Kodash. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemai.
Shabbat Shemai.
Kodash. Hayah.
Hayah.
Shemka. Yahweh. Malakutka. Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Batazayaka.
Batzaka.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Ba'aratiza.
Kawwa.
Hayah.
Bashman.
Latana.
Lakam.
Kal.
Yawam.
Wasalakna.
Kabawatna.
Wasalakna.
Kabawathina.
Allah.
Tabi'ana.
One.
Abal.
Shine.
Mayan.
Right.
Kaya.
Laka. Amalagwa. Wahala. Watapara. I love you. Amen.
Come on. What we said was, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Give us our debts. We forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
It's the Hakka and the power. It's like the Hakka and the Lashon Kodash. The power. Yahweh. Ba'ashem.
Yahushua.
Babakashah. Latana. Hakka. Narpa'ah. Kamakala. Wakal Marawa. Hakka. Atahar. Hamatazariah. Hakka. Lahakwiya. Hamathim. Hakka. Arokawa. Hatama'ala. Lagarashan. Ba'ashem. Yahushai. Kawada.
Come on. Power prayer in English. Lord, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it.
This is the blessed Israel in the last one for us. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahushua. Barakanawa. Rasha'ala. Waha. Baya. Saparium. Barak. Ba'ashem. Yahushua. The water.
Come on. Now the blessings prayer for Israel in the English. Lord, in the name of Yahushua, bless us and Israel and the school in the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it.
This is the Psalms 121, The last one with us. Asha.
Asha.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Alhahari.
Ahahari.
Ayan.
Ayan.
Yaba'a.
Yaba'a.
Azari.
Azaria.
Azari.
Azaria.
Ma'an.
Ma'an.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Shamayam.
Shamayam.
Wa'aratiza.
Wa'aratiza.
Al Yatan.
Al Yatan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Galka.
Galka.
Al Yanawam.
Al Yanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hana.
Hana.
La'a.
La'a.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Walala.
Wala'a.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Shawamar.
Shawamar.
Asha'al.
Yasha'al.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazarka.
Zalka.
Al Yad.
Al Yad.
Yamimka.
Yamyinka.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Al Shamash.
Shamash.
La Yakaka.
La'ayakaka.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
La Yala.
Walayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makal Ra.
Kal Rai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Atnapashka.
Athnapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Tazarka.
Taza'aka.
Babawak.
Wabawa'aka.
Mayata.
Ma'ata.
Wa'ad.
Wa'ai.
Agulam.
I will love. Psalm 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift my eyes to the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh,
My help comes from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Yashara'ala
he that keepeth Yahshua
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade
Yahweh is thy shade
upon thy right hand.
upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in.
from this time forth
From this time forward,
and even forevermore.
even forevermore. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, and the last one for us. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Takarash.
Al-Takarash.
Al-Tashakwat.
Al-Tashakwat.
Al.
Al.
Kayahana.
Hayahana.
Al-Yabyaka.
Al-Yabyaka.
Yahamayawan.
Yahamayawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Aimaka.
Al-Aimaka.
Yariyamwa.
Yarayamwa.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Wayatha.
Wayatha.
Ya'atazaba.
Ya'aitazallah.
Al-Tasapawanyaka.
Al-Tazapawanyaka.
Hamarwa.
Amarwa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakathiyadam.
Wanakafidam.
Magawi.
Magawiya.
Wala'ayazakar.
Wala'aya Zakar.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Awada.
Iwada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawa'atazawah.
Nawa'aitazallah.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakabwa.
Yakadwa.
Awyaka.
Ayaka.
Barya.
Baryat.
Yakarathwa.
Yakarathwa.
Ahawi.
Ahalia.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wayashma'alam.
Wayashma'alim.
Mawaba.
Mawa'aba.
Wahagari.
Wahagari.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wamawan.
Wa'amawan.
Wamalak.
Wa'amalat.
Halasha.
Halashat.
Am Yashabi.
Al-Yushabya.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gamashawar.
Gamashawar.
Alawa.
Nalawa.
Amar.
Imam.
Hayawa.
Hayawat.
Zarawat.
Zarawat.
Abani Lawat.
Labani Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aisha Laham.
Aisha Laham.
Kamadian.
Hamadyan.
Kasayasara.
Kasaya Sarah.
Kayabyan.
Hayabyan.
Banakal.
Balakal.
Payaswan.
Payashwan.
Ashamadwa.
Nashamanwa.
Bayan Dara.
Bayandara.
Ayawa.
Hayawa.
Ma.
Daman.
Darama.
Ba'alma.
Shaytamba.
Shaitama.
Nabdam Yawa.
Nadaya Bawa.
Kara.
Kaira.
Wakazaba.
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 Wakatazamana.
Wakatazamanai.
Kanasakama.
Kanasai Kamwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amaru.
Amarwa.
Shah.
Ayrsha.
Anawa.
Lanawa.
Ah.
Ah.
Nawa.
Na'awa.
Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Shaytamba.
Shaitamwa.
Tagagula.
Gaudula.
Takwash.
Kwash.
Tapan. Lapanya Roka.
Lapanya Rocha.
Kaash.
Ta'ash.
Taba'iru Ya'iru.
Tabaira Ya'iru.
Wakalahaba.
Wakalahaba.
Talahat.
Salahat.
Harayam.
Parayam.
Kantaradam.
Kantar Dapma.
Wasairika.
Basairaka.
Wabasa Wapatka.
Wabasawa Patka.
Tabahalam.
Tabahalam.
Alaha.
Mala'a.
Panyaham.
Panyaham.
Palawan.
Palawan.
Webapashva.
Wayabakwashwa.
Shamka.
Shimka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Webahawa.
Wayabahalwa.
Ayai.
Ayai.
Wekaparwa.
Wayakaparwa.
Weabadwa.
Wayabadwa.
Weataiwa.
Wayadaiwa.
Weatha.
Hayata.
Shamka.
Shimka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Labaika.
Labaika.
Ayawan.
Ayawan.
Alcohol.
Alcohol.
What's
Brought this up. Psalm chapter 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence,
Keep not thy silence.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace,
Hold not thy peace.
and be not still,
Be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies make a tumult.
They that hate thee, have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel. Against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off. For being a nation. Name Yasha'Allah. Maybe no more in remembrance. So they have consulted together. With one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. Of Moab. And the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also was joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook Kissam, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeeb. Yea, all their princes as Zabah and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. Oh Yahweh, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flames set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. Oh Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth.
Now we have the blessings prayer. The last one for us. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wa Mayaka'al.
Wa Mayaka'al.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Tazab Ya'ah.
Wa Tazab Ya'ah.
Alawap Yahana.
Alawap Yahana.
Alawapim.
Alawapim.
Asranyim.
Asranyim.
Akwatazayani.
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 Wa Akwati.
Wa Akwati.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'asham.
Ba'asham. Yahushai. Wa. Amen. Blessings prayer in English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushai.
And Yahushai.
And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yohanan. The general. The captain. The officer. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you so be it. All right, with that, Sar. Scroll in. Go ahead, blow the horn one more time. Just get it lined up. All right, with that, Mashavia, which means to sit. Shalom. Clap it up. Shalom, Israel. We are the Isupk that started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York in 1969. We are under commanding General Yohanan. And what we do is we teach that the Black, Hispanic, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians are the real Israelites according to the scriptures. What you just saw was, of course, the beginning of our Sabbath service class where we go and we read the Hebrew language and we read the prayers. We have a set amount of prayers that we do at the beginning of each Sabbath service that are seeking for blessings, seeking for healing, and forgiveness and things like that. You know, the Lord's Prayer is one of them, the power prayer. All these things are just reminders of what kind of power our language has. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we come back to our real heritage. Our real heritage is important for us to practice because the scripture says that we are supposed to rehearse the righteous acts. You understand? It says they that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord. And that's exactly what we do in the Isupk. We go down into the very specifics of the Bible and we follow it in a way that is a lot more accurate than your typical church setting. In fact, the fact that we're here on a Saturday is evidence of that, because Saturday would be considered the seventh day, and that is the day that the Most High gave the entire earth to rest. You understand? And so, it being the Sabbath, we sacrifice our rest for the sake of serving the Lord. That is our duty as priests. That is our duty in our school. The Isupk has been doing this since the late 60s. We continue to do so until the return of our King, and most definitely will continue to serve the Lord once his kingdom rules on the earth once again. Now, where we left off last class was we were in, of course, we're reading in the Hebrew. We go into Genesis chapter, I believe it was 4. It was 4, right? And verse 19. We'll be starting at verse, are you sure it was 19? Yeah, it's in verse 19. So again, what we'll be doing is we'll be reading in the Hebrew first. We're going to get through the Hebrew. You can follow along with the Bible Hub app that you can download for free on both iOS and Android application markets. Download the app, get to the interlinear version so you can see the English right along with the Hebrew, and that is what we are reading. So you can read along with us if you like, or just kind of listen in and see how it sounds to hear the Hebrew as we get through it together in a unified brotherhood here. Starting at Genesis chapter 4, verse 19 through 25. Go ahead.
Why, yeah. Why,
Talking about copyright.
Fuck.
What? Why, what? Huh?
No.
La. Lamak. Sata. Shata. Ya. Nasam. Nashayam. Shom. Hot. Kak. Hada. Huh?
Ada.
Wasam. Washam. Hashanat. Hashanayat. Salah. Sazalah. Verse 20. What lad? What the lad? Ada. Af. Yaba. Ha. Hawa. Haya. Habaya. Yosap. Yoshab. Oya. How. You might know. You. Well, my. Naya. Oh, one more. One more. Naya. Kwana. Koya. Kwana. Verse 21. Wasam. Haya. Hakim. Yoba. Hawa. Haya. Abaya. Huh? Oh, Ka. To, Tapash. Kanawar. Wayakab. Verse 22. Washala.
What is Allah?
What does Allah? Haya. Hawa. Yalada. Off. Tabal.
Tauba.
Tauba. Kuanyan. Kuanyan. Lotaz. Lotash. Kal. Horas. No. Now Hosat. Nakasha. Yabarza.
What? Vision?
Yabarza.
Wabarzal.
Wabarza. Waya. Has what? Waya. What?
Ak.
Wa. Wa.
Wa.
Waha. Waha. What?
We would call persistence. Aqua.
Aqua.
What aqua? Tauba.
Dauba. Kuanyan. Naaman. Verse 23. Wayamor. Lamak. La Nasha. La Nashayawa. Ada. Washalat. What is Allah? Shaman. Anna. Shamanai. Kuala. 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 Wa. Haya. Wa. Haya. Wa. Layak. Haya. Nasha. Nashaya. Lamak. Hazana. Himrata. Himrathia. Kai. Kaya. Aisha. Hayash. Haragta. Haragataya. Lapaz. Lapazaya. Wayalad. Lahabarataya. La Kabarataya. Verse 24. Kaya. Shab. Sha'atawam. Shaba'ai Fidam. Shaba'ai Ayam. Yakwam. Kayan. Waya. Huh? Walamak. Shab'aim. Shaba'ayam. Wasab. What? Sha'ai Haya.
It's like Washabaya.
Washaba'ayam. Haya.
Verse 25.
Verse 25. Wayada. Wayadai. Adam. Award. Owad. Iwad. Af. Eyes thou. What a lad. Ban. What the ra. What the ra. What the kara. Af. Sama. Shamawa. Shala. Sha'a. Kai. Kaya. Kaya. Sa'a. Al
Yeah.
Aya Alahayim Zora Ar Aya or Aka Daka Hai Bayat. I mean Hai Ba Hai Harakwo Ko Yun. Verse 26.
All right, let's go ahead and go get it in the English.
You started at 18 or did you start at 19?
19.
I got it, sir.
All right, go ahead.
Genesis chapter 4, verse 19. And Lamech and Lamech took unto him 2 wives, and name of the one was Ada, and the name of the other Zaliah.
So it's mentioning the names of Lamech's 2 wives. Now, of course, this is a very controversial thing in 2024, right? For a man to have more than one woman. We're reading the Bible. This is God's holy word. This is something that was acceptable back then, and is something that is acceptable according to God's laws. There are laws that govern over the children of Israel. Later on, we're going to, of course, go into the laws once you get out of Exodus and start getting to Leviticus and Deuteronomy and such and so forth that deal with marriage and the boundaries of what is and isn't sin and what is and isn't acceptable in our society. But one thing that we have to understand when we're reading the Bible is that do not try to read the Bible with the mindset of a modern American. Don't try to read the Bible with the mindset of what you see on television and what you hear about on the radio and the music videos and things like that. Read the Bible for what it is and understand it for what it's saying. Consider what it's saying, and then you'll start to understand the Bible in its original ancient understanding. Go ahead.
Verse 20. And Ada married Jabal.
Mm-hmm.
He was the father of such as the well intent, and of such as have cattle.
Okay, keep going.
Verse 21. And his brother name was Jabal. He was the father of all such as handled the harp and the organ.
Is describing the traits that made them stand out and says a lot within just a very small amount of time. But these are people that lived entire lives, and that was what they did. They were good musicians. They were good agricultural. They had the green thumb, so to speak. They were able to handle cattle and things like that. I mean, those are some pretty good talents to have. Imagine having the ability to do that now. We have a brother out in far East Texas that handles cattle, and it is a very honorable thing to do, and it is something that is completely necessary for the sustaining of a nation. Not to mention the brother whose name was Jubal was the father of all such as handled the harp and organ. It says he was the father of all such, meaning this man was like the trendsetter for what we understand to be music now. You understand what I'm saying? And when it brings somebody up like that says he was the father of all, it's almost like saying like the grandfather of rock and roll, right? It was Chuck Berry, right? Or the main innovator of hip hop. You could argue about who that would be: Biggie, Nas, Rakim, so on and so forth. But what he's saying is that this was somebody who lived an entire life, and their main passion was this, and this person lived, and their main passion was this. And so it's covering these names and these lives in such a small paragraph. But I want you to understand it goes much. These people's lives were all revolved around that, and it's briefly mentioning that because it's something that was important to them. Anyways, keep going.
Verse 22. And Zillah, she also bare to Baal Cain,
Mm-hmm.
an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron.
Mm-hmm.
And the sister of Tubal Cain was Naamah.
Okay.
Verse 23. And Lamech said unto his wife, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech. Hearken unto my speech, for I have slain a man to my woundings, and a young man to my hurt.
Keep going.
Verse 24. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and 70-fold.
So he's talking big speech. Lamech is lamenting over the loss of somebody. It says, if Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold. Because he remembers about the things that have happened when it talks about Cain and whatnot. You understand? That's why verse 15, I have to back up, because it says, the Lord said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. You understand? This was, of course, after Cain killed his brother Abel, but even still, the Most High had basically what was like a protective order on him. You know what I'm saying? So where nobody should mess with him because he has to live through his punishment. You understand? So he wants him to feel every piece of that regret throughout his entire life. Now, Lamech is saying, well, if Cain's going to be avenged sevenfold, Lamech would be 70 and sevenfold. It's just say he's multiplying how much passion he has for his loss if he were to lose something. Go ahead.
Verse 25. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son, and called his name Seth. For God said, she have appointed me another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew.
So Seth was the replacement of Cain after Cain had killed Abel, right? This is, of course, important. And so the name Seth, if I actually were to look at that, what verse was that again?
Verse 25.
25. I'm just looking up Seth's name. Seth's name means compensation. Shah. So what is Seth? Seth was the third son, and he was like, and his name literally meant a compensation for the loss of the previous son, Abel. You understand what I'm saying? That was the end of verse 25?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to go back to the Hebrew. Now we're going to read verses 26 in the next 7 verses. That's verse 26. And then I know it's almost at the end of the chapter, so you're going to begin Genesis chapter 5 all the way through verse 6. All right, go ahead.
Well, the sought.
Yeah, stay with him, Caviar.
From the shop.
Well, the shop. Gum.
Oh, wow.
How yeah, lot. Ban. Why why ra off shama
Wash.
I'm gonna wash has how what look what I mean look roar Bans on Basham Yahweh. Do I see the P? Do I see this?
No.
Verse 27.
Huh?
Genesis chapter 5 and verse 1. Shut off. Support. So
Tawalada.
Tawalada. Adam. By Wam. By Roar. Elohim. Adam. By what? By the month. Elohim. Asa. Asha. Aldo. Verse 2. Zakwar. Sokwa. Haba. Barayam. Baram. What? Why by rock? Why by rock? Otam. Why Quora? Aita. Shamayam. Shamam. Adam. Bayawam. Habaram. Verse 2. Verse 3. Waya Haya. Waya Kaya. Adam. Salasham. Yashalam. Shalasham. Wama'at. Wama'af. Sana. Waya Walad. Baya Matau. Baya Ma'awa. Kasa Lamau. Tazamaya Mimawa. Waya Kawar. Waya Kawa. Al Sama. Misama. Shama. Sa'af. Verse 4. Waya Hay. Waya Hayawa. Yama. Adam. Ha Raya. Kakao. Kakaya. Hakaya. Iowa. Ladawa. Yadawa. Af. Salah. Shaf. Samana. Ma'af. Sana. Walad. Banayam. Wabanawat. Wabanawat. Verse 5. Waya Haya. Ya. Kal. Waima. Adam. Waya Maya. Adam. Ishar. Aya. Tasaya. Taza. Tashab. Tasha. Maya what? Shana. was Shayam, Shana, Waya Wamat, Wayamat. Verse 6. Wayahaya, Wayakaya, Sha'a, Shata, Hamas, Kamash, Shanayam, Wama'at, Wama'af, Shana, Waya Walad, Af, Anavos, Hamad Washa. I'm in verse 7.
All right, let's go ahead and get it in English now.
Genesis chapter 4, verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
And to Seth, to him also there was born a son, and he called his name Enos. Then began men to call upon the name of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 5 and verse 1. Genesis chapter 5 and verse 1. This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that God created men, in likeness of God made he him.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 2. Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam.
Called what?
Their name Adam.
Their name Adam. No, back up to verse 2. This is the top of verse 2. Read that again.
Male and female created he them,
Mm-hmm.
and blessed them, and called their name Adam.
What does Adam mean, first of all? We went over this last class. It was one of the key words of our Hebrew class yesterday. Adam means mankind. Now, of course, it is also the name of the Adam in which we're speaking of. But when it says male and female created them, blessed them, and called their name Adam, it's talking about their name, meaning mankind. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning what? That there was more than one people on earth at that time. There was more than one female. There was more than one male. You understand? And so there were different types of people on the earth. But, of course, Adam being someone who was made in the likeness of the Most High, right? Or just mankind in general having that likeness, they would have features that would make them more efficient in a place like Earth. Now, what race of people have the most efficient skin tone for living on the Earth? It would be a darker skin. It would be the melanin that's in the skin. Even science will tell you that. There's no way that Adam could have been white, because then if everybody on the earth were to have come from Adam, black people, it wouldn't be possible for black people to come from Adam. Understand what I'm saying? So there had to have been black people that were at the beginning of it. And this is something that we have to dispel because of the imagery that is put in the Christian church that keeps our people blind from knowing what to actually think of when they see these words, right? Because you try to imagine these words as we're reading them, and your brain is almost forced to think of an image that is incorrect from the Bible. But keep that in mind. There were more than one people on earth, more than just Adam and Eve. There were more than. That's why he says their name was called Adam, because in Hebrew, the word Adam means mankind. You understand? And it was also the name of the one in which the Most High decided to work through. But there were others. Keep going.
And called their name Adam in the day when they were created.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3. And Adam lived 130 years and begot a son in his own likeness, after his image, and called his name Seth.
He also had a son named Seth. We just read about another Seth a couple verses before, right? This is another man named Seth. So that was a name that was possibly common in that time. Seth is pronounced Shath in the Lashon Kodesh. Keep going.
Verse 4. And the days of Adam after he had begotten Seth was 800 years.
Hold up. So it says Adam lived 130 years old and beget a son. So it's not saying Adam died at 130. It says he was 130 years old when he had Seth. Because they read that part again where it goes and continues. Verse 4.
Oh, verse 4.
Oh, my bad. Verse 3. No. It is verse 4. My bad. Go ahead.
And the days of Adam after he had begotten Seth was 800 years. 800 years. And he begot sons and daughters.
Now it's going to add it all together. Read verse 5.
Verse 5. And all the days of Adam lived were 30 years. And he died.
So Adam lived to be almost 1,000 years old, man. That's crazy. We barely 30 years old with back problems and, high blood pressure and all this kind of stuff. The earth was a different place back then. What kind of nutrients we were having, what kind of ways that we lived that led to us living a longer life. Of course, also it matters who's in dominion of the earth, right? So we have to consider these things and know that this Bible is being, in a sense, right here, literal. Those are the literal years. What we know as years, it's the same right here. Because that's how the Most High set things up. He had the sun and the moon set up to differentiate seasons and years in the time frame that we know of now as the lunar calendar, right? But Adam lived to be over 930 years. It's a long time. Was that the end of what we were reading for that section?
No, I just have one more verse.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 6. And Seth lived 105 years and begot Enoch.
So it shows Seth, he lived 105. That's when he begot Enos. Okay. That's the end of that. Let's go back to the Hebrew. We're going to read one more section. Where's Taziar at? He's going to read after. You're going to read one more section.
Oh, I'm going to get Taziar. You're going to read one more section, what you said?
Yeah.
Wayahaya. Sa'a. Raya. I mean, right. Right.
We good? Verse 7?
Hayara. Kayara. I mean, Kaya. Will lie thou? How I thou?
How will I thou?
Oh, how I thou? Off. Enos what? Enos and the wash. Sabbath. Shabbat. Shamnayam. Washamana. Ma'awat. Ma'waf. Shana. Why? What? I mean, why? Why? What lied? Banayam. Bainam. Verse 8. Why? Hi.
Hold on, you forgot one.
Oh, I said it. Oh, never mind. Wabanawas. Verse 8. Why? Hi. Miwaya. Iowa. Waya Haya. Kal. Huh? Oh, Wayawa. Kal. Waya Maya. Shata. Shatam. Shatayam. Hazra. Hazraya. Ha. Ashara. Shana. What Shaha. What the sha'ai?
Oh, what the shot?
What the shall?
Yeah.
Ma'awat?
What?
Shana?
Yeah.
Waya mat?
Yeah.
Verse 9. Waya haya?
Yeah.
Waya? Waya?
Yeah, Kaya.
Oh, waya kaya?
Yeah.
Inosha?
Ah.
Oh, no, wash. Taz I am.
You can't look up at the top words because they are E like Elohim and all that. Like, but like when you read this one, it's like ba ga da. Yeah, they'll have you saying like and all that. But you saying the wrong thing. Where?
Taz I am.
Where?
Verse 9.
Okay. You know. Oh, mine switched up.
Shana.
Tasha Ayam.
Oh, Tasha I am.
Yeah.
Shana. Waya walad.
Yeah.
Off.
Yeah.
Kana.
Oh, yeah.
Kanayan.
I got 9.
Wa Nayan.
Oh, you got 50.
Verse 10. Waya kai. Waya kai. Waya kaya. Anas was.
Which one? On the watch.
Anawash. Aharai.
Akaria.
Oh, Akara. Hal will I da. Hal will I da.
Ha.
Half.
Wala Yadao.
Oh, la. Mean. La I.
Wala Yadao.
Or la. The. The. Our. Off. Kanan. Kanan. Hamas. Hazra.
Kamos.
Kamash. Hazra. Shana. What Shamana. Ma. What? Shana. Walad. Banayam. Wabana. What? Verse 11. Waya. Haya what? Cal. Why ma? Why?
Yamaya.
Why ma? Ya.
Yamaya.
Yama. What? I mean Yama. I know what's.
On the watch.
I know what's. Kama. Wait.
There you
Kamas.
go.
Shanayam.
Okay.
What sha'a?
What the side?
What the shy? My what?
My what?
My what? Shana. Wayamat. Wayamat. Verse 12. Waya ka.
Yeah.
Wayaka,
Kaya,
Wayakaya, Kana,
Kaya,
Kayanai, Sha'ab, Ayam, Shaya, Ayam,
Shaba, Ayom,
Shaba, Ayam,
Kaya,
Shana, Wayawalad, Af, Mahalal, Al, Mahala, Al,
Mahala, like, Ma,
Ma,
La, La,
Mahala, Al. Verse 13. Kaya, Kanan, Kanan, Kanayan, Hakor, Hakor, Hawal, Ayada, Hawal, right
which one? Begat, he begot.
here.
Allah,
Hawawa,
Yadawa.
Ayadawa, Af,
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Mahal, Mahala, Ay, Al,
Which verse you on?
verse 13.
Keep going.
I don't know how to say this one. 40.
Arabayim.
Harabayam, Shana, Wa, Shamana,
Mm-hmm.
Mayawat,
I'm a wasp.
Amawaf,
Mm-hmm.
Shana,
Mhm.
Wayawalad,
Mhm.
Banam, Banayam, Wabanawat,
Wasp. Okay.
Wabana.
Yeah, that's good. So at the end of the Hebrew.
Mhm.
All right, let's go ahead and get it in English now.
Genesis chapter 5 and verse 7. And Seth lived after he begot Enos 807 years. And he begot sons and daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 8. And all the days of Seth were 912 years.
That's a long time. 912. Well, how long did Adam live? Was it 930?
930 years.
So far, the average length of lifespan for these cats is a lot longer than now. Almost 10 times as much. That's crazy. Keep going.
And he died. Verse 9. And Enos lived 90 years and begot
Canaan.
Canaan. Verse 10. And Enos lived and begot Canaan 815 years and begot sons and daughters. Verse 11. And all the days of Enos were 905 years, and he died.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 12. And Canaan lived 70 years and begot Mahalalel.
Halalel.
Mahalalel.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 13. And Canaan lived after he begot Mahalalel 840 years and begot sons and daughters. That's end of verse 13.
We're going to read another 7 because we're waiting on Tessa to come back. So we're going to go to verse 14. 14 through to 20, I believe. Let's see.
20.
Is it? Yeah. Yeah.
Why, Iowa,
Mm-hmm.
Cow, why my,
Yeah.
why my eye, Kana, Anan,
Oh, yeah. Nah.
Kayanan,
Mhm.
Ashar, Shanun,
Shanyam.
Shanyam,
Mm-hmm.
what the Shah,
With the shy.
what the Shai,
Mm-hmm.
Mawawat,
Mm-hmm.
Shana, Wayamat,
Excellent. Good.
verse 15. Waikaya,
Mm-hmm.
Mahalaat, Mahalalaal,
Mahal La'al.
Mahalaal,
Mm-hmm.
Hamas, Shana,
Hamash. It's Kamash.
Hamash,
Yeah. Not Hamas. We'll get triggered on the algorithm if you say that. Hamash.
Kamash.
But
Oh, verse 15.
verse 15?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you went all the way to verse 15? Well, because he wasn't here yet, so we're reading another 7. Oh, another 7? Yeah.
Shan,
He'll get the next one. Okay. We'll finish it off. Keep going.
Shan,
Where? Shanyam.
Shanyam was
Where? What was it?
at 60.
Oh, okay. Washashayam.
Was
Shayam.
Shayam, Shana,
Shana, yep.
Wayal Walad,
Mhm.
Af, Wara'ad,
Yep.
verse 16. Kaya,
Wait, Kaya.
Kaya, Maha La al, Mahala al la,
Maha
Maha
la la. Oh.
la 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 al Akawar, wa ha wa Adal,
Yeah, with him copy. Yeah.
Off.
Stay with him. You? Begot. And he begot right here.
and he begot
There you go.
Al,
Ah.
Hirad, Jared,
Yerad.
Irad, Shalasham,
Selashiam.
Shalashayam, Shana, wa Shamana,
There you go.
Mawat,
Mawa.
Mawaf,
There you go.
Shana,
Uh,
Walad,
uh,
Banam, wa Banawat, verse 17. Waya Hayawa, Cow, Bayama, Wanawa, Mahala Al, Kamas, what was I, what is I don't know how to pronounce it. What does I am? What does I am? At 90.
okay.
What
the shell.
the Shah Hayam? Shana,
There you go.
wa Shamana,
There you go.
Mawat, Ma'awat, Shana, Wayamat, verse 18, Wakal, Wayakaya, Waharad,
Yerad.
Wa Rad, Yorad,
There you go.
Shatayam,
Shataya.
Shataya,
Shatayam.
Yash Shatayam,
There you
Washa
go. Shayam.
Shayam, Shana,
Actually, what's Shashayam?
وشيم شنا ومئات شنا ويولد هنواك أو وهنواك huh? Nawak. Verse 19. Wayakaya. Yarad. Harkaira. Halkaira. Hawalida. Hawalida. Ha. Walaya. Wa. Al. Af. Kaino walk. Shamanai. Mayawat. Shana. Wayo Walad. Banum. Bayanum. Wabanawat. Verse 20. Wayahaya. Ka. Yama.
Wait, where you started? How many verses?
Wayahaya.
No, I'm saying, like, where did you start at? Like, one verse?
13.
13?
He said go up 20.
Okay.
Wamai. Wahamai.
Right?
Huh?
Which one are you reading? What,
The days.
Days? Yama.
Yama'a. Yarad. Shatayam. Washasham. Shana. Watasha. Watashai. Ma'awat. Shana. Hawamat. Wayamat. That's in verse 20.
All right, go ahead and go back to the English.
Genesis chapter 5 and verse 14. And all the days of Canaan were 910 years, and he died. Verse 15. And Mahalalel lived 65 years and begat Jared. Verse 16. And Mahalalel lived after he begot Jared 830 years and begot sons and daughters. Verse 17. And all the days of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died. Verse 18. And Jared lived 162 years, and he begot Enoch. Verse 19. And Jared lived after he begot Enoch 800 years, and he begot sons and daughters. Verse 20. And all the days of Jared were 962 years, and he lived.
So, okay, so what are we reading from verse 1 all the way down to where we're at now, verse 20, is the generations of the sons of Adam, right? And so, in a lot of these scriptures, it says that he begat sons and daughters, but only one son was named. We have to understand the Most High, he deals specifically with certain bloodlines, specific situations that lead to certain bloodlines getting the the priority, okay? That's something that you're going to begin to see more and more as you go through the book of Genesis, especially once you get to, Isaac and Jacob and so on, and Israel, of course. So that Oh, I did want to mention this too. Jared, I didn't even know Jared was a biblical name. You know what I'm saying? It's funny because, when I was growing up, I always seen them commercials. He went to Jared's, right? Well, this is the original Jared. And the word Jared means to descend. So this is probably somebody that was, you know what I'm saying, that was very humble. Jared, and then Jared, of course, lived a long time, and he was the father of who we know as Enoch, or in the Hebrew, is actually just went over that yesterday. I have it. There's a brother in the school who used the same name. Kanak. Kanak is the Hebrew name for Enoch. It means dedicated, which makes sense because we're going to read more about that in the next 7 verses. So let's go ahead and rise up. Welcome. Officer Taziar Banzabalan Banya Shala. Yahabashima Sharagatel.
It's like I thought it was the follow on.
You said Zabalan.
Huh?
You said Zabalan.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Sure. Right. Oh, okay.
All right, go ahead. We're in Genesis chapter 5, start at verse 21.
Verse 21. Sorry, which one?
It's linear. Yeah, and then you just find it. Genesis 5 and 21.
Genesis. No, I can't find it.
What you at? What you somehow flipped over. There you go.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 5, verse 21. Wayaha. Is this the right one?
It says Wayachya.
Wayahya
Kanak.
Kanak.
Or Chanawak. That's just another way of saying Kanak.
Okay, I got it. Kanawat. Hamash.
Mm-hmm.
Washashama.
Shayam.
Shayim. Shanaha. Shana. Wa'ai. Walai. Ata. Matazla.
Matawashala.
Matawashala. Verse 22. Waya. Ka. Kaya. Come here. Wayata halak. Kanawat. Ata. Alahayim. Araha.
Akaria.
Karia. Hawalada. Ata. Hawada. Arata. Ma. Tazasha. La.
Where you?
Ma,
Methuselah?
yeah, Methuselah. Ma, Tazal,
Mathawa,
Matawa, Sha'ala, Mauta, Shaha, Wailad, Banyam, Wabata,
Wabanash. It's like
Wabanash,
Wabanawa.
Wabanawa,
Wabanawa. Yeah, wait.
Wabanawa. Verse 23. Wahaya, Ka, Yama, Habanat,
Yum.
Hamas,
Come.
Hamas, Wachayawa,
Washashayam.
Wachashawam, Shah,
Shana.
Naha, Washa, Lasha,
Washalash.
Washalash, Mawad, Shanaha. Verse 24. Waya, Laka, Hanawak, Ata, Alhaim, Wa,
Wa'aya.
Waya, Kawa, Hakwa, Atawa, Alhaim. Wanahaya,
Wayakaya.
Wayakia, Ma, Ta, Wa, Shab,
Shalak.
Shalat, Shabbat, Shabbat, Wa, Sha, Ma, Nawam,
Nayam.
Nayam, Shanaha, Wamata, Tashana, Walayam, Da, Lakam.
Yeah.
Wayak,
Wayakaya. You verse 26, right?
Wayakia, Ara,
Shalak.
Shalat. How
Karaya.
Karya, Lamak, Shatayim. Bosham, Ma, Wa, Ayim. Shana, Washaba,
Wait, right?
Honey,
You can, wa.
Ma'awa, Shana, Wa, I, Lot,
Yam.
Basham,
Kanayam.
Wa, Wanawat. Verse 27. Wayaha Ha Yama Matasa Shala Matayas Lot Tazashat Tazashaya Wachamayim Shanaham Matazaya Mawat Shanawa Watamar 28 Hayai Lamont Shawit.
No, go to the English.
Where?
21 to 27.
21.
Yeah.
Okay.
5
The
to
book
21.
of this is the book of Genesis, chapter 5,
Mhm.
verse 27,
21.
21. Sorry. And Enoch lived 60 and 5 years and begat Methuselah.
Mhm.
Verse 22. And Enoch walked with God after he begat Methuselah 300 years and begat sons and daughters.
What does that mean, walk with God? Because a lot of people throw that out of proportion and make it seem like Enoch was some kind of something else other than a man. What do you think that means, walk with God?
He-
Go ahead.
He followed the law, statutes, and commandments.
He had an understanding, right? Like, you know how they say common sense or certain intuition?
Mhm.
Do people have just good morals just innately? Some people have that. Some people don't. Some people innately just have a goodness in them where they want to do the right thing. This is more or less what it's talking about, because a lot of the things that he did, even without having the commandments written right out in front of him, he was following things that would be considered righteous. That's why it says walk with God. You know what I'm saying? And that he would have godly things on his mind, because the things that he agrees with are things that God would agree with as well. And because the Most High put that spirit in him. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 22. And Enoch walked with God after he begat Methuselah 300 years and begat sons and daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 23. And all the days of Enoch were 365 years.
Yeah, that's still a long time. May not be no 930, but it's still 300 plus years. Okay. But his son Methuselah, let's read about him. Keep going.
Verse 24. And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him.
There it is. Keep going.
Verse 25. And Methuselah lived 187 years and begat Lamech.
This is a different Lamech. Keep going.
26. And Methuselah lived after he begat Lamech 782 years
Mm-hmm.
and begat sons and daughters. Verse 27. And the
Good night.
days
Keep going.
and the days of Methuselah were 909 years, and he died.
Damn. Methuselah lived longer than Adam. He got Adam beat by about what, like 60 or 30 years?
Mm-hmm.
960, almost 1,000 years, bro. That's a lot of time. How do you live that long? Things you would see in a lifetime, especially in this day and age. Who knows what we would see? How many wars we'd see? How many advances in living condition we would see? And the things that he would do. The name Methuselah actually means man of the dart or man of the missile. A missile, and back then, would be considered a spear, a javelin, arrow. You know what I'm saying? This was a man that, by his name, going by his name, this is a man that knew how to conduct warfare, knew how to create weapons of war. Somebody that was a survivor. You understand? and he literally survived longer than even Adam. So we think of Methuselah, that's one of the longest living persons to ever walk the face of the earth. In fact, there's a show on Netflix. It's called Altered Carbon. The show is based off of people who would have the ability to transfer their conscious into another body to live longer. And the rich people, of course, were the oppressors of the society. So they were living a lot longer, and they would have what we call Methuselahs, or people that would live to be 900,000 years old because they had the money to pay for that. Now, of course, there's no getting back to that without following the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get it there. Let's just get that out the way now. But of course, our enemies, they try to live longer through means of science and, you know, other means while still living wickedly and you know what I'm saying, not serving the Lord. Why can't we just go to eat? Why can't we just do the right thing instead and live longer, like Methuselah did, like his father did for a time? You understand? Sometimes the Most High has one person set up to walk in a certain spirit to where they build somebody else up who could carry on their legacy and even more stronger version of themselves. That's something that you'll see all throughout the Bible as well. And that's something that happened right here between Methuselah and what was his father? Enoch. Go ahead. We're going to go back to the Hebrew now. We're going to go from Hebrew chapter 5, verse 28, all the way through to Genesis chapter 6, verse 2.
Okay. Wahaya, Lamak, Shatamayim, Washa, Ma, Naai, Shana, Wamata, Sanaya, Wa'ai, Walat, Banyan.
Yeah.
Verse 29. Wa'ai,
Wayakwara.
Wayakwara, Ata, Shamawa, Na'a, Na'amar, Za'a, Ai, Hamawa, Ma, Shawa, Wa, Aitzawa. Iroquois, Maya,
Mana.
Huh?
It's Mana or Man.
Man,
Mm-hmm.
Ha, Daha, Ashar, Arasha, Yahweh. Verse 30. Wa'aikwa, Lamak, Ahara, Ha'elwa, Ata, Na'a, Hamash, Wata Shamaya,
Utashayam.
Watashayam, Shana'a, Watashamash, Ma'awath, Shana, Wa'airawa, Baham, Wa Bawanat. Verse 31. Wa'anapa, Ha, Yamwa, Namag, Shabbatza, Washabayim, Shanaha, Washabah, Ma'awat, Sa'ana, Vayamar. Wa'ai. Na'a. Pan. Hamash. Ma'akat. Shana'a. Wayalat. Na'a. Ata. Sham. Ata. Ham. Wa'ata. Yapar. Yapat.
Mhm.
This is the next verse.
Yeah, you're going to the next chapter.
Wayaha. Kaya. Ha'a. Harayam. La'arab. Al Panwa. Ha'a Dama. Wabawat. Yalawat. Laham.
Mhm.
Verse 2. Wayara. Panwa. Alahayam Ata. Panwat.
Mhm.
Adam. Kaya. Tawa. Hanaya. Wayahawa. Lahayam. Nashayam. Makar. Ashar. Ba'ara.
All right, now go ahead and go to the English. And that was start at verse 28 in chapter 5.
28.
Mhm.
Okay. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 5, verse 28. And Lakam lived 182 years and begot a son. And he called his name Noah, saying, this same shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands,
Mhm.
because of the ground which the Lord has cursed. Verse 30. And Lamech lived after he begat Noah 599 years and begat sons and daughters. Verse 31. And all the days of Lamech were 770. Oh, sorry. And all the days of Lamech were 770 years, and he died.
Hmm.
Verse 32. And Noah was 500 years old, and Noah begat Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
That's pretty old. That's considered middle age reading this, but 500 something years old, and then you having kids. That's wild, bro. Who knows how old his rib was too? Things was different then. It was a lot different. Continue.
Come, verse 33.
That's just
Also, that's
chapter 6, verse 1.
yeah. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 2. That the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3.
We're going to go back to the Hebrew. We're going to get verses 3 through 9. That's another one of them scriptures you got to get a good understanding of as well, because this is where people start talking about how God-like creatures came and mingled with human women, and that's not a true understanding. That understanding that's a false understanding that comes from the Greek and even as far back as the Egyptian mythology. You understand of demigods coming in and sleeping with mortal women, things like that. That's not what that's saying. This is going through that saying the sons of God, meaning people that walk with the Most High in their minds and in their hearts. We're then starting to go amongst the other people and starting to deal with them. Let's get that. Now, of course, it's kind of foreshadowing because it goes and it gives us the lineage all the way to Noah, but then it's kind of like we're going back and then breaking down all the events that happened between the time of Adam and Noah. But go ahead, keep going.
Okay. It's a book of yeah. Lost my place. I lost my place.
Oh, you just go to INT interlinear. They put the. If you go into Genesis chapter 6, verse 3.
Genesis 3 and 6.
Right.
That's where we're ending at. Genesis 3 and 6.
No, we're gonna go all the way through 9.
Through 9.
Yeah, so read verses 3 through 9.
That's where we end.
Yeah.
Oh. Awesome.
That'll be 49 verses.
6 through 9.
3.
You only got to read 3 verses.
No. Genesis 6 and 3. You're in 3 and 6.
Yeah. Like, what?
6. Now go to verse 3.
3 through 9. Okay. I see.
Yeah.
This one?
Oh. Yeah, you're right there. Remember you ended at Genesis 6 and 2
Okay.
last time, so now you're just picking up verse 3.
Okay. Vayamor Yahweh La'a Irwa Rahaya Ba'a the Lion Wasagam Ha Bashar Wahayawa Yamuwa Ma'at Ma'aratazayim Shanaha. Verse 4. Hanapawam Aya Barataza Barayam Hawam Wagam Abara Khan Ashar Yabawa Ba'ana Alahayim Al Ba'awat Ha'adam Walad Wa'ayiladam Lahayim Mahat Abaram Ashar Madawat Ashar Hasham.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 5. Wayar Yahweh Kai Raba'a Ra'at Ha'adam Ba'arash Barataza Makal Ya Rataza Ma'ashabat Labawa Brak Ra'ai Kam Hayawam. verse 6. Vayaham Yahweh Ka Asha Ata Hawaram Ba'arataza Wa'ai Wa'ai Ta. And I don't know this one.
Hold on.
He was grieved.
He was
Is
grieved.
I
He was grieved.
Why I
But I Tazam. So when you I Tazam. Yeah, well you yo I
why to some.
Yeah.
Okay. Al the boy. Vayamor Yahweh Alahayam Ata Haram Ashar Baratzai Ma'a Harwa Harama Ma'adam Aida Ba'ama Aida Ramsha Wa'ida Wa'asa Hashemayim Kaya Nayamta Kai Kaya Ashatayim. Na'awa Matazia Nawa Ba'anya Yahavada. Alaha Tawada Naha Na'a Ashwa Tizapa Tizan the Kwa Samaya Haya Baratsawa Ta Alham Halak Nawa.
Let's get that into English. We were at Genesis chapter 6, verse 3. Start at verse 3.
6 and 3?
Yeah.
Damn, man. Okay. And the Lord said, his spirit shall not always strive with men, for that he also is flesh, yet his days will be 120 years.
So this is important because it was at this moment, now Most High, before he took the lives of all the people on the earth except for Noah and his family, he first took their health from them. Because up until this point, we were reading about all these people that were living hundreds of years, and the Most High ordained a limit of how long that people can live, more or less, right? Because I don't know anybody, do you know anybody that's lived to be over 120 years within the past 5,000 years? We can't think of any, which is how we know that these words are true, because the Most High ordered for it to be this way after a certain point. Because he said, well, in verse 2, the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose, meaning we didn't have a specific type of woman that we look for. We just went after them based off of, I don't know, the way they look, the way they act, certain things, right? But all those things led to our flesh being more of our influence rather than the Most High being our influence. And because of that, the Most High said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. And that's the problem with us now, is that we are also flesh, though we now are trying to implement the Most High Spirit back in us by reading these words. But it becomes limited when you focus more on your flesh And you end up with the same fate as all these other people here. And we're going to read about how the Most High feels about the earth at this time. Go ahead.
Okay, verse 4. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men.
See, so it's saying there were giants on the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men. Now, read the rest of the verse, because I'm going to break that down here in a second.
And they bare children to them.
Mm-hmm.
The same became mighty men,
Mm-hmm.
which were of old men of renown.
Mighty men. And when it mentions giant, what does giant mean in the Bible? Anybody know? Go ahead.
That's a person that is like of a high society.
So it's close. That is true, but it is not exactly what we're looking for in these verses here.
But okay, so like a giant would be somebody that is like, let's say an athlete, right?
We could use, okay, I'll give you an example, and this is a very common example. This is one brothers like to use right now. Gervonta Davis is undefeated.
Yeah,
he's a giant on the earth, and he's only 5'5", 5'6".
Yeah.
Why is it he considered a giant? What is it about him that makes him a giant? I'll tell you, for the sake of time. Now, this is where fake Israelites and people that smoke too much weed start to get confused, because the translation for giant is Napayal or Nephilim in English, if we were to translate it to English. And that's where they start thinking that we're talking about aliens and all this extra stuff. But that's not what that's saying. The actual word Nephilim comes from the word Nepal, which means one who overthrows, one who causes to fall down. It says to throw or prostrate or set oneself up. So what's it saying? The reason why the scripture, when it reads that verse again, the first part.
Okay. Verse 3. So like 4. There were giants in the earth in those days.
So these were people that were undefeated in warfare. These were people that had the ability to overthrow kingdoms, to rule societies, because they earned a reputation through their ability to overthrow. And we think of like undisputed champion Bud Crawford, undefeated, right? Floyd Mayweather, undefeated. For a while, Canelo Alvarez was undefeated. And then he got beaten by somebody who was an even harder giant than him, which was Mayweather, right? We think of examples like that because that is a very short and sweet way to understand what is going on at a massive scale, because you have to deal with people who are overthrowing entire kingdoms and overthrowing entire, civilizations. Go ahead and give me verse 5 now. And it's going to clarify this, because when it's talking about this, it's then starting to, and you're going to see this in the next few verses, how the Most High starts to become at odds with the people on earth because of what it is that they're doing, and what is it that these giants that it's talking about are actually doing that is displeasing him. So go ahead.
Verse 5. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Right, because these were, remember, the Most High said, I will not always strive with man. So when the Most High Spirit is not in them, they don't live as long. They don't have the right mentality to. Right. Now, the scripture says this. It says that the scriptures are life, which are the Most High's words. So the more of the scriptures that you read, the more life that is within you, the more discipline that you have to make the wise decisions that are going to make you last longer in the earth. These are the things that we have to keep in mind, because the scriptures is what's bringing us back to that awakening state. Which verse do you want me to talk about? The first one or the one about the bones and stuff?
We can talk about the first one.
There's people on the earth right now that are over 7 feet tall, 8 feet tall. If you want to get into the specifics of it, let me say it like this. It could be an insect. It could be an animal. Think about the dinosaurs, right? The dinosaurs were large creatures on the earth. Those were considered giants on the earth. But why is that? This is not what it's talking about when it says giants. The scripture refers to them as leviathans because the earth was in a different state at that time. Mind you, if you were to be on any planet that has a higher level of oxygen and less pollution in the air, the things on the Earth would be a lot larger in those areas as well. That's why. Have you ever seen the movie? I'm trying to think. It's Kong Skull Island or something like that. And you see the big creatures, and that whole island is shrouded in its own ecosystem, and that ecosystem is more rich and nutrients and oxygen and things like that. There are movies that kind of depict that same thing, but I need you to understand this: the more nutrients on a planet, especially when you're dealing with oxygen, because we are creatures that live off of things like oxygen, just like all of the mammals that were on the earth before us, that they very well could have been larger. I'm not going to sit here and try to debate whether or not these bones that you see underground are real or not. We know, we've seen dinosaur bones. Heck, you fill your car with that every single day. You know what I'm saying? That roar that comes from your engine is just the echo of the power that those beasts had back then on the earth. It's just converted to a different form of energy. But what we're saying right now is this: what makes somebody a giant in the scriptures right here is because of the violence that they used to overthrow kingdoms and to create a dominion for themselves that was based off of their own lusts and their own ways of life. That's what that's really talking about. It's not. This isn't talking about somebody that's an actual large giant. That's not what that's saying. Go ahead.
Sorry, sir, if I could, like, our presidents, or the people that are in charge of us, they're giants.
You could say that.
You know what I mean?
Somewhat. There's like,
but
when I think of a giant back then, like a tyrant, somebody that ruled, like one of the Caesars that ruled, right?
And that's what I'm trying to tell you. But
yeah,
like that's like them people. They're giants on earth. Like, we're not talking about like what the brother said on the thing.
Yeah.
Like, we ain't talking about like actual giants.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I'm talking about like people with leadership, and you know what I mean? Like, that's giant, bro.
Influence. The influence to cause things to happen on the earth, to cause overthrowing of kingdoms. Right. Like say, exactly. For instance, when Obama was in office,
right,
he took all the credit for the death of Osama bin Laden.
Right.
But it wasn't him that pulled the trigger. It wasn't him that busted through the doors. It was a military that did so, that was on his behalf or his command. You know what I'm saying? Right. But it was Obama that had the influence, and that's what made him the giant, not the SEAL Team 6.
Right.
Saying, even though they do the work, it ain't no different than when you go to Genesis and the Most High orders for the angels to create everything. The Most High gets the credit because he's the one in command of those entities. You understand?
Right. Absolutely, sir.
We won't spend too much time on it. We're finishing up here. Keep going.
In English?
Yeah, give me verse 5. Because again, this is what clarifies what it's talking about when it says giants, is what we read in these next few verses, because it's going to reiterify what it is that the Most High is not liking about what they're doing. Mm-hmm. First, it was that his spirit wasn't with them, and so they started to mingle amongst other people that had different philosophies, had different lifestyles, things that the Most High wouldn't agree would be righteous, right? This was before the law was actually written on these words, but the Most High still had a sense of morality and righteousness that was still on the earth, because we know that because there were people that walked with the Most High, like Noah, like Enoch for a time, like Adam for a time, right? Keep going.
Come. Verse 5. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Keep going.
Verse 6. And it repented the Lord, he had made men on the earth, and it grieved him, and it grieved him at his heart.
Right, because the Most High understands that this is what he created, and because his spirit, when his spirit is not on our flesh or within us, that there's a different side of us that is occurring. You understand? It's something that he doesn't like to see. You think the Most High likes to see on the news about all the negativity going on in our neighborhoods and our barrios? The Most High's not with all that. Keep going.
Verse 7. And the Lord said, I will destroy men whom I have created from the face of the earth, both men and beasts, and air, and the creeping things, and the fowls of the air, for it pertaineth me not to have made them.
Keep going.
Verse 8. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
These are the generations of Noah. Noah was just a man, perfect in his generations,
Mm-hmm.
and Noah walked with God.
There's this again. Noah walked with the Most High. And then as we continue in this chapter in our next Sabbath service, you're going to see that the Most High is at odds with all the violence going on in the earth, all of the wickedness going on in the earth. You know, the scripture even tells you in the New Testament says, just like as in the day of Noah, people were eating and drinking and giving in marriage. So you had people that were just doing their own thing, fulfilling their own lusts, violence against each other, people that were envious of one another. Imagine a woman that gets with a man and then another man's jealous and kills that man and takes that woman. That's the kind of stuff that was going on in this earth. Everything that you can imagine that would be wicked. That's why, and that's how you can kind of understand what he's saying when he says the wicked imaginations of man was evil continually, because we fight against those same thoughts as well. But to the extent of now we have rules and regulations and, of course, the scriptures that gives us more discipline to control those impulses. There was no control back then for those people. So they did whatever they want, like animals. You know what I'm saying? And the Most High wanted to get rid of them, but he saw that there was one family that he did want to keep alive. We're going to continue that in the next service. With that, Amadium. Oh, hold on. It's a lot.
Oh, no.
Go ahead. Think you can do that with one hand? Laya Shala. You better finish that, man. It's just so much. They got young and cheap. Okay. All right.
Hold on, we gotta read
No. Yeah, go do the Lord's Prayer. Come on.
All right, with that, we're gonna psalm the final one, which means turn to face east. I'm gonna read the Lord's Prayer in the last one for that. Abinau, Shabbat Shema, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malafaka, Taba'ah, Batzak, Hayah, Aisha, Baratza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashma, Batanana, Bakam, Kal, Yawam, Masalakna, Kabawatna, Kasalakna, Kabawakina, Bala'ah, Tabi'ayna, Banasai 1, Abal, Aishayna, Mayan, Right, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wahala, Watapara, Amen.
And in English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. Give us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. All right, sorry, we're going to turn face to front. At this time, what we're going to do is we're going to salute the scroll. Go ahead, turn the camera, young man, Junior. And y'all get on the side. Yeah.
Yeah, Bashim Yoshapakia.
Better turn the camera back. Like good? Yeah, blow the horn one more time. All right, sisters may have a seat. At this time, the brothers are going to give the other brothers one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Ahmad Shabbat, Ahmad Barak, Yahweh Shemel Shabbat, Yadi Matah, Sar, turn to face the sisters. Men of Israel, we're going to give the sisters one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Ahmad Shabbat, Ahmad Barak, Yahweh Shemel Yadi Matah. Dismiss. Go ahead, close that.